Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews. I'm Judith and you're watching another video here on the channel where I am undertaking a project. I've done a few of these. They usually don't go super well because I get distracted filming halfway through. I haven't filmed it yet, so I don't know whether this one will fall into the same category or not. Today is the 18th of September. It's a Sunday. I'm a little bit under the weather, shall we say, but I wanted to get started on this project because, to be perfectly honest with you, I already have got started on it, and I'm already feeling well, I should just do it, and then I won't film it. But then I wouldn't have a video, and I do actually really want to share this with you because I think it's going to be fun. What am I doing? You've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. We're making a reading nook. I have this corner of my office that's kind of at the top of the stairs where you come up. I'm in an attic, that's where I am, that's why the audio is always very echoey, and I didn't really know what to do with it, and it's kind of become a bit of a dumping ground. I'll show you some shots of it while I talk over this. It's a little bit of a mess. It always has been. I've kept boxes there, I've kept books there. I've tried to not make it awful, but it is kind of just like the natural place where you shove things when you're coming up the stairs. And I would like to break that habit, and it's sort of like a cyclical chicken and egg question. Do I want to break that habit so I can have a reading nook, or do I want a reading nook so I can break that habit? I don't know, but I'm going to try. And since it's sort of autumnal, feeling pretty good, I thought I would make it mushroom themed. I love mushrooms, I love the whimsy of them, I love the slightly magicalness of them, and to be honest, I found this wonderful bedspread that I wanted to use as the fabric for this, and I just ran with it. I went full ham mushroom. I like mushrooms. So I have a few things that I've done already. I have already weather stripped the cupboard so that it will stop pushing warm air into the room, or indeed cold air in the winter, because no one wants to read where there's cold air. And I've also added I believe it's called a turn button catch, which is how you stop the cupboard door from flapping open, because it's basically held shut with a tiny magnet that largely does nothing, so that it will no longer blow open while I'm reading, which I feel wouldn't be ideal. So those are the things I've done already. That was just some little DIY that I probably should have filmed, but I didn't wait long enough. In the time since I've done that, it has indeed piled up with boxes again, so that's fun. But yeah, I've got a cushion I would like to make. I've got some little DIY touches I want to do here and there. I've got some art I want to put up, which will be lovely. And yeah, I thought I'd take you along on the journey with me as I try and turn this space into something a little bit more cozy and inviting. So the first thing I actually did was test if this would work as a spot to read it, whether I was comfy there, whether it was a total mess, whether the dog tried to get up there. She did. It's one of her favourite spots, and actually that was very successful, as it added to part of the project that I need to create some kind of barrier to stop her going up there all the time, because she's not gonna fall off, but if she did fall off and fall down the stairs, I would feel very responsible, so I'm trying to be good about it. It should be fine. But that's enough of me nattering away. Let's have a look at the before, and the first thing I'm actually going to do, let me consult my to-do list. The first thing I'm actually going to do as part of this is give my office a good tidy, because I like to start a bit fresh before a project. My office is looking at a complete mess. And then when that's done, we'll be on to some of the next bits of the project, which I will maybe do some voiceover Judith for. I haven't quite decided. Yeah, come along on this journey with me as I try and turn this into something very beautiful. Hi! It's Judith from the end of the project here. In my usual chaotic way, I kind of filmed some bits and pieces of things, but mostly I just got on with it. And it's been 3 weeks since I was meant to film this video, and I haven't been, which also means I haven't been using my reading nook because I've been leaving it until I can film it, and it's time. It's time to stop being a mess. I genuinely can't remember when I filmed my previous clip and also what I talked about in the time, so I'm just going to take you through everything, and where I've got shots of things, I'll include them. Where I don't have shots of things, you'll have to look at my beautiful face and maybe some reveal shots. I don't know how it's going to go. So the first thing I did was I weather stripped that cupboard. That's been working incredibly well. It stops the cold winter air blowing in through the door while I am working. I don't know who put the doors in this attic conversion, but why would you not make sure they were sealed? I don't know. Houses are fun. Then I also installed that turn button catch that just stops it blowing open in the wind, because again, why? The only other bit of actual DIY that we did for this project, I say we because my wife definitely helped me because I got terrified of drilling into the wall, is I mounted a lamp because I knew I was going to need a reading lamp. That was one of the things that I discovered in my testing phase, was that the light doesn't actually get over into that corner particularly well, and if you're holding up a book, it's just completely gone. And having eyesight like mine, I really need decent lighting to read. It's not good. I didn't want to wire a lamp into the wall because that seemed scary for some reason. So instead I got a plug-in wall-mounted lamp, which is like a halfway house that nobody needed. It just means that I can unplug it and unscrew it from the wall, and I didn't need to call an electrician, and that was great. I think next I will talk about the fabric. So I can't remember if I already mentioned, but this is the mushroom fabric that I ended up getting. This is just the pillowcase of the bed set, which I'm using as a cushion, because work smarter, not harder. It has lovely springy mushrooms on this side, and dark Halloweeny mushrooms on this side. Guess which side I like it on. So yes, in terms of a cushion, I was originally going to make one, and then I ended up just shoving a pillow into the pillowcase and calling it a day. And actually it works just as well. I think I still want to get another like accent cushion to go with these, but I haven't found one that I like yet, nor have I found fabric that I like to make one, so that's on hold for now. But what am I going to sit on? Because my butt requires a comfy space to sit. It's an interestingly shaped space. They don't really make cushions that size. I looked at floor cushions, I looked at like yoga cushions that exist. At one point I was considering getting custom cut foam that would exactly fit in the space, which is ludicrously expensive, by the way. I'm very glad I didn't go down that route. No, my camera battery's dying. No. Quick camera battery change, sorry about that. So what I ended up doing was buying a dog bed, because they are essentially just large floor cushions. This one's just made out of memory foam. I'll pull it out, hang on. It's large! So yes, I bought that and shoved it in the corner, and immediately the dog went and lay on it for like 3 hours, because all dog beds are actually belonging to the dog. I'm just going to hold this up long enough to also tell you that I made a cover for it, literally just by cutting the duvet cover to size and sewing up one seam. So I used like the ceiling point for the duvet cover. Ceiling point? They're like poppers from the duvet cover. And it made for a very cozy corner. In some ways, I kind of wish I'd gone even bigger and filled up the entire space. But on the other hand, I like having a kind of firmer surface to rest books and cups of tea and so such. It works much better for me to just have a slightly more open space. I think long term, I'd switch the carpet out for something else and then put the bed on top of it, and it would be much more comfy cozy. But I don't have carpet changing funds right now, so we're just leaving that as it is. One of the problems I had to solve was the dog going on the thing, because while I love her and trust her, she has not very many brain cells as a little dog, and I just worried that she was gonna, but while she could get up and down on her own, I worried that she was gonna fall asleep on the dog bed and roll over and roll and fall down the stairs, and like that was just a nightmarish scenario. And even though it's hugely unlikely that that would happen, the idea that it could happen really freaked me out. What will stop our darling dog Luna going on there is a piece of cardboard. Just enough that she can't see the edge to climb up on it, she won't go there. To test the theory, I left a piece of cardboard there for about a month and she didn't go up there once. So I thought, oh, maybe she's just forgotten that there's a dog bed there and she doesn't want to go there anymore because it's not new and exciting. I took away the piece of cardboard, left it alone, turned around, maybe 10 minutes later, she was lying on the dog bed, fast asleep, turning slightly towards the edge. So yeah, I really needed to make a barrier, and what I ended up doing was taking that same piece of cardboard and covering it in the same fabric. This is just very crudely stitched, and it just tucks into the skirting board. You'll see it works perfectly well. She doesn't go up there if the piece of cardboard is in place. The only thing that possibly I'd want to fix in the future is finding a way to like actually affix it so that it doesn't fall down as much, but it works for now. Speaking of cups of tea, the next thing that I knew I really wanted was a place to have one, because I am a person who is never without tea. So I wanted a mug that would be cute and aesthetic, because when else do I get the chance to do that? And I wanted a place to put it. And I looked at various different options. At one point I was just going to put a plank of wood in the corner. At one point I was going to get a custom shelf made. It was a lot. Eventually I found this. It's just a little stool that is actually a plant stand, which makes sense. You can see how you'd put a plant on this, but it just works perfectly in the little corner. It's kind of rustic, it's cute, and upon it, a most perfect mushroom rug. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? It's a little lid that's also a little bowl for your snacks. It brings me so much joy when I see it, and I haven't used it yet because I wanted to film this video first on the off chance that I dropped it and broke it and was sad forever. So here's to the many cups of tea I'm going to have in the little mushroom mug from now on. And the last thing that I did was I really wanted some art to go there. I bought a couple of different bits. I bought like a wall collage kit that had pictures of mushrooms in, and I bought some like decoupage stickers kind of thing with mushrooms in them. I really wanted to get some art either commissioned or to buy some actual art. I ended up not doing that just for money reasons, and I'm gonna probably swap out these for actual art in the future. But I then went to a local charity shop that was closing down, and they had so many photo frames that they were selling for 50p a piece, which was just a wonderful bargain. So I actually bought a few of them, and I will show them to you on screen now. So most of them I swapped out the pictures in. I think 3 of the 4 of them I did. One of them I just put a sticker of mushroom in it because I'm waiting till I can put something else in there. I don't know. And one of them I actually left as it was because it's dried flowers, and I really loved the idea that somebody a long time ago, potentially, or maybe like recently, picked these dried flowers, took the time to dry them, put them in a frame, and then I have them now. I don't know, there's something nice about the idea of being a custodian for it, and it kind of fits the theme. Like, there's dried flowers and plants and things on the fabric. It looks really nice. I'm pleased with how they came out. They're just command stripped to that little panel because I don't trust myself with a drill. Maybe they'll fall down. Maybe they won't. I don't know. And that's kind of everything. I think the only other thing that I've put there is this, which is just a strange wooden object that my in-laws got us for our anniversary, because it was our 5-year wedding anniversary, and that is wood, and I currently use it to just store little scraps of paper and string that I find around my office, and I just thought it looked nice alongside everything else, so I put that there. So without further ado, I'm going to film some snazzy reveal shots maybe and put them in here in case you're interested in seeing the final product. Maybe, I don't know. Let's cut to the reveal. So yeah, one of the other reasons I didn't finish this project is I procrastinated and made a matching corset top to go with my reading nook. It's fine. So yes, this is the reading nook. I hope you enjoyed some of that footage. I hope I got some good reveal shots, hopefully. I'm not very good at cinematography, so just trust and believe that it's a very nice place to sit and read a book. Do you have a special place that you like to sit in to read at your house? I would love to hear more about it, and if you've got any pictures, you can share them on Discord. If you haven't already, while you're down there commenting, please do subscribe. It makes me feel loved and appreciated, though nothing makes me feel more loved and appreciated than my patrons over on Patreon who support the channel and get early access to videos and bonus content. If you would like to join the number, that's linked below. Thank you so much for watching. That's all from me, and I will see you in the next one. It's gonna be some bloopers now. Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews. I'm Judith, and no, Luna, it is not the time. No, it's because of the clap. She hears the clap and she's like, it's time for me. And the last thing that I did, because this was not a super duper complicated project that involved... Oh no, I didn't. That's not true.